This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Wednesday, December 11th, 2019. The title of this rant is OMFG. Even Morning Joe is slut-shaming Elizabeth Warren. So yesterday, I had to speak out on this. Yesterday, two former Republicans, they hate Trump, I understand that, basically for a whole segment were slut-shaming Elizabeth Warren as if they were current Republican Party hacks. Unbelievable. You gotta be careful how you watch stuff, even on MSNBC in the daytime, let's just say, or in Morning Joe. And of course, they had two main points. One, she thinks that she's superior to everyone else, and she looks down on everyone else because she's so superior. And two, that she was trying to game the system with her Native American thing. Let me bring up one thing about that. This gets my goat. All right, when she applied, I think it was for Harvard. Harvard didn't say, oh, we have a completely unqualified woman who shows that she has Native American history, she has Native American heritage. We're going to hire her. No, they didn't say that. They didn't say, oh, we have, someone who's kind of qualified, but she has Native American in her heritage. No, they didn't do that. No, this is an exceptionally well-qualified woman with a long history and an extremely good track record. She would be an asset to our university. That's what they said. They didn't say, oh, but she has Native American history, we're going to accept her. No, so this reminds me of the slut-shaming that the Republicans did on Nancy Pelosi when she became Speaker in 2007, 2008. Basically, I remember talking to a union guy who watched Fox News. I can't stand the sight of her, he said. She's so effing ugly. And of course, that's because Fox News would put out all this stuff to try and show how ugly she was. Because they couldn't talk about her on the merits, that she was tough as nails, just like Elizabeth Warren is, and that they were actually scared of her, so they had to attack her physical appearance. And of course, I want to emphasize with Elizabeth Warren that she is exceptionally positive, and that she is exceptionally enthusiastic, that she has put herself on the line by putting a whole slew of policy papers on how she might govern, or how she would want to govern if she was going to become president. Or I would like to say the aspirational goals of what she would like to do when she becomes president. Because when you become president, you have a whole new set of problems. You got to work at the courts where there's all kinds of Republicans in the justice system. You might have a Republican Senate. So these are aspirational goals. But let's just emphasize the big thing, which I think is healthcare on all issues for Americans, the biggest one right now, and that is anything that can go through Congress, that can get passed and signed into legislation by Elizabeth Warren, that decreases the number of uninsured, that decreases the number of bankruptcies, that decreases the number of deaths, while at the same time increasing the health care for all, while keeping the rate of medical costs down as much as possible, is a positive thing. And this is the antithesis of what the Republicans have tried to do since Trump got into office. So whether it's increasing Obamacare, which would be a natural start, whether it's Medicare for all, whether it's single payer, remember, these are all aspirational. And let me just talk about politics for 1 second here. If I was president, and the most I could get in my first year was 1 inch. I'd take that inch, and as soon as that policy was signed, I would be going for that next inch. If I was president and I could get a mile the first year, I'd take that mile, and as soon as that paper was signed, I'd go for the next mile, because that's how politics work. And of course, the Republicans are tearing everything down about our health care policy, where again, we need to emphasize that the health care policy is basically insurance companies trying to make as much money as possible while giving you the least amount of insurance as possible. That's how it's basically breaking down. And I want to emphasize at the end here, any candidate on the Democratic side is morally, spiritually, and especially intellectually superior to what this guy is, and his vice president too. And for Morning Joe to sit there, and even Mika got into this, to sit there and trash Elizabeth Warren. I know they want to show both sides, blah, blah, blah. But again, this guy out there is so far out there for Morning Joe to even spend one segment to trash Elizabeth Warren while we have some guy stealing our democracy, our country, our Constitution, totally uncalled for. You gotta really know what you're looking for. And Joe Scarborough and who is that other guy, Steve Schmidt, can go back to their roots very quickly. Be very wary of what we sometimes see on TV.